Okay, in this recording, we will be looking at using the mention feature and the reply feature for tweeting in TweetDeck. Mention means you mention a specific person, a tweeter, somebody who uses Twitter in a tweet that you send. Typically, you mention them using their handle. So here for this person, you might include their handle in a specific tweet. And replying is just that. If somebody sends you a tweet, if somebody mentions you in a tweet, or if somebody sends a tweet out that you want to reply to, then you use the reply feature, which is just here. You can see there on the tweet in the top left-hand corner, I'm highlighting the arrow there. So let's take a look at how both of them work. Let's start a new tweet. And let's say, for example, that I wanted to mention the main Mookie seminar account. Okay, so I have the person's handle there at Mookie Seminar, and here's my message. This is a quick hi and welcome to Twitter. Okay, I've put the person's handle at the beginning of the tweet here, and this is what's called a mention, or sometimes an at mention. And this means that the tweet will show up in their home field, in their home column here, and it will also show up in their notifications column as well. And that means that the tweet will come to their attention much, much easier than if it's just in their home column. Somebody who follows, say, 200 people on Twitter may have 1,000 tweets per day going through their home column. But they'll have far fewer going through their notifications column, and the ones that are going through the notifications column are specifically ones that people want them to pay attention to. So if you want somebody to pay attention to a tweet for whatever reason, if you have a resource that they're specifically interested in, if you know they're working on a project and you found something that they would really like, if you're trying to make an arrangement with that person to meet up, if you're sending that person congratulations on an exam result, or they've announced they're getting married or something like that, a mention is a very good way to do that. And for a mention, you include their handle, preferably at the beginning of the tweet, and you include your message, and then you send it. And you can see it's been sent in my home column there. You can see their handle is lit up there, and it's included, and that's all that you need to do. Okay, a reply is something that's slightly different. A reply is when you want to reply to a tweet for whatever reason, because you have a criticism, or because you think the tweet is very good, or because you want to add your comment to it. And you use the reply to build up a conversation. First off, it's probably a good idea to take a look at what a conversation looks like on Twitter. It's a particular feature and why it's a useful feature. So let's hold on and find one. Okay, this is a good idea here, or a good example here. Here you can see there's a view with the arrow there that indicates that there's a conversation happening. This is the tweet, and let's take a look at the entire conversation. Okay, and you can see there's lots of different tweets happening here. These are all tweets where people have retweeted one another, or they've replied to particular tweets. So you can see this is the retweet. Tracy McPhD tweeted this, and Jen retweeted it. And here's other people replying to it as well. So here's a reply, there's work involved, and here's another reply. So conversations are useful on Twitter. They're a useful way to organize a conversation. If you tweet something and somebody retweets you or replies to it, clicking on the clicking on the arrow here and view will show you that entire conversation. And as people reply to other parts of this conversation, they'll get added to that conversation, and it's a very useful way to keep things together. And if you're having a conversation with somebody else, if you're replying, it's good to use the reply feature because that builds it into this conversation. If you don't use it as a reply, if you just send a new tweet, it doesn't get gathered into this conversation feature here. It doesn't all get lumped in together, and it can make it very difficult to follow it. So let's take a look at how you reply to a tweet or a retweet. Let's go back home. So I'm going to find a tweet to reply to. Okay, so there's a tweet here that I want to reply to from Will Gurley. 10 out of teens agree that school starts too early. Okay, so hold on a moment and let's type this up. Okay, so that's my response. 10 out of 10 says a neuroscience report talking about how teenagers need to start school later for various reasons, and I want to reply to it. So I hit the reply feature. Okay, and just check my spelling here. Okay, this is my reply, and I tweet it. Okay, and if we check the details, we can see that there's a whole conversation starting there. This is his initial tweet, and here's my response, and it's part of the same conversation. If anybody else responds to me or to Will's initial tweet, it will show up as part of this conversation. So that's how you mention people. Mentioning people is when you include their handle because you want to send a message specifically to them. Do be aware that when you mention somebody, it's still a public tweet. It will still go to absolutely everybody. Anybody will be able to see it. It's not private. It just means that it'll go into that person's notifications column, and it'll be much easier for them to see. And replying is very useful when you're having a conversation and you want to clump or lump all of the tweets together into the one conversation because it's about the same topic. Okay, I hope that helps. Replying and mentioning will come in really, really handy for the tweet chat section, and it's something to get a good practice with as well. So if you're following people and they're tweeting specific things, reply to them, practice using that, share resources with them, share your comments or ideas, or if you have something that you think somebody you follow might specifically be interested in, send it to them using the mention facility.